Dave is back at it here to give everyone my final Walking Dead Season 7 episode reaction video. But before I get into that, it's extremely important if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Walking Dead, you need to take the initiative and pay attention to this episode title, which I'll put in the description for you. If that's the case and you find out that you're not caught up, I suggest, and so does everybody else, that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This is going to be The Walking Dead Season 7, episode number 16, the season finale of Season 7. The title of this episode is called The First Day of the Rest of Your Life. This will be my reaction, review, recap of the episode, which I've seen before. Just having a reaction to it due to the fact that I don't have it on the channel yet. And I want to react to it due to the fact that they announced that Season 11 of The Walking Dead is going to be the final season of the main Walking Dead show. So we start the episode off at the Kingdom. We had the Kingdom people kind of walking together, and then they see all the carts in the way again. They're like, what? Morgan killed Richard, because that's what Richard did before in a previous episode. But this time it's Morgan, and Morgan's in crazy mode. And, Ezekiel is trying to talk some sense into Morgan. And you can tell the lights aren't all there. And then that's the end of the Kingdom. At Alexandria, Rick and his allies question Dwight, who warns them that Negan has captured Sasha and is preparing a major attack. Now, Dwight offers to help them and stall them, while Rick sends the word to Jadis and the Scavengers, the annoying group at the junkyard, that their help is needed. They have weapons and they have strength in numbers. At the sanctuary, Sasha convinces Negan to kill only one Alexandrian instead of 3 for their transgressions, and helps, or I should say agrees to help in his plan. Negan has Sasha secured in a casket on the truck as the rest of the Saviors prepare to march. I don't know why that was the case. That kind of came out of nowhere. I'm not sure why that happened, but nonetheless, Eugene provides Sasha with an iPad, or iPod I should say, and some water before the casket is closed. During the trip, Sasha struggles to maintain consciousness and has daydreams of a returning character. Yes, the man that died in the Season 7 premiere. Abraham was in her dreams. Multiple dreams of Abraham, and it was really good to see Abraham. He's so hilarious. He was definitely the comic relief of the show before Negan, and that was great stuff. And then the Saviors encounter a roadblock that was set up by Dwight, giving time for the Alexandrians and the Scavengers to take defensive positions. And then Negan taunts them at his word. Jadis and the Scavengers actually turn their weapons on the Alexandrians, revealing that the Saviors offered them a better deal. Are you fucking kidding me? Negan orders Sasha's casket brought forward, offering Rick that he will let Sasha live if Alexandria surrenders and turns over all of its possessions. Now, another thing I should point out, Eugene started it with standing on top of this truck that had the casket on it, and they had a explosive that was going to go off, and Rick gave Rosita the signal to blow it with Eugene on that truck bed. For some reason it didn't go off, but they could have killed Eugene right then and there. So that would have been very bad, but it did happen. Anyway, Rick demands to see Sasha, and Negan goes ahead to open the casket, and then a flashback shows Sasha took the suicide pill Eugene had given her the day before, after the casket was closed. Now a walker, Sasha attacks Negan, or Walker Sasha attacks Negan, and the distraction allows the Alexandrians to fight against the Saviors and the Scavengers. However, they are still greatly outnumbered, because there's a lot of Scavengers, like, I don't know, 50 of them. They're all over the place. And then, 40, 50 Saviors. They're not even at full strength in this, but they have all the Scavengers doing their work. As Negan prepares to kill Carl, before he does that, he tells Rick that he's going to do this again, and Rick looks at him. I told you, I'm going to kill you. Maybe not today, but I'm going to kill you. And Negan's, taken away by that, damn, you done snapped. So Negan's like, fuck it, Rick. And then Negan takes Carl's hat off. I don't know if Negan was actually going to kill Carl because he likes Carl. They had a really strong bond. obviously, later in the show, we find more out about that, and we know what Carl said to Rick. Yeah, let's not get into spoilery territory. But anyway, Negan lifts his bat up, and then all of a sudden, Shiva comes out of nowhere, jumps and like bites the neck of one of the saviors, and the kingdom people show up, and Ezekiel's like, Alexandria will not fall today. And it was a pretty good moment. You got Carol, Morgan, Shiva, Ezekiel, Jerry, Diane, Alvaro. I'm trying to remember the other kingdom people, but it was awesome. And then they got other they still are outnumbered. And then all of a sudden Maggie arrives with the Hilltop people. Maggie, Jesus, Enid. I don't remember who else was with the Hilltop. Not Gregory, that's for sure. And they fend off the saviors and the scavengers. Negan is like, they got a tiger. And then he sees Maggie. He's like, the widow's back, guns a-blazing. Fucking hilarious, by the way. But he is definitely furious to see Maggie alive, but I think kind of turned on in the same sense. That's kind of how Negan operates. Rick races off to find Michonne, still alive after battling a savior to death, just about. When the saviors regroup at the sanctuary, Negan asks Eugene how Sasha could have died, and he suggests she may have died from suffocation in a casket, and Negan remains doubtful but accepts the answer, and then tells the saviors, we're going to war. And then at Alexandria, the combined group mourn their losses, including Sasha. And Maggie and Jesus actually find Walker Sasha. Jesus takes Walker Sasha down, and Maggie ends Walker Sasha. That had been a very sad moment. The season began with Maggie crying, and the season ends with Maggie crying. But this is more triumphant because Sasha gave them a way to, Sasha gave them a distraction, what they needed to possibly overcome the scavengers and the saviors. That was good. And then, they had more flashbacks with Sasha and Maggie, and that was good stuff. And then they have a makeshift funeral for her, and then Rick, Ezekiel, and Maggie all stand up, and Maggie starts talking about Glenn. And that's kind of after this. And then there's another scene where Daryl is out looking around, and he goes by the gate, and he finds a chess piece with a note from Dwight saying, I didn't know. Like Dwight saying he didn't know about the scavengers. And then you have this scene with Rick, Ezekiel, and Maggie on the platform with them talking about how Glenn, it's kind of an homage to Glenn, and Maggie's holding Glenn's watch, but it's not really Glenn's watch. It was Herschel's watch a lot longer than it was Glenn's, but it's a symbol of Glenn. I don't know. I think it should be a symbol of her father, but it is what it is. But that was the end of the episode, and Rick and everybody agrees, Rick, Maggie and Ezekiel, that their combined forces will win the war against the saviors, and they're going to war. So that's the end of the season. A lot of people don't like season 7. Too many bottle episodes. I can see why. I think there's like 5 really good episodes and then kind of 11 lackluster but okay episodes. Actually, I'd say 10 lackluster but okay. But that swear episode with Tara, Heath, and the Oceanside people, not my favorite. But I did like them taking Oceanside's weapons. That gave Oceanside more of a story, that episode. So as far as the score of this episode, there were some slow parts. They could have moved the action up and just stopped with all the, we already know what's going on. They could just start with the battle and have a whole battle episode. But I'll give it an 8.9 out of 10. It was still good. And then as far as the character of the episode, there's a lot of good moments in this episode. But I mean, the focal point of the episode is Sasha, because we lost Sasha in this episode. And Sasha definitely was a good character. So she's going to be the character of the episode. The scenes with her and Abraham were definitely great. And I really enjoyed them. So that's what I have to say. Now it's your turn. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you like this episode from season 7, the season 7 finale, the first day of the rest of your life, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you don't like the episode, that's great. Make sure you smash the like button if you like The Walking Dead in general, because that's what the video's for. If you know anybody that would be interested in this video, share the video with them. Leave me a comment in the comments section. You know what I expect. Talk about the episode. Talk talk about your favorite character, talk about your score of the episode, and you can also talk about your favorite characters and favorite episodes of Walking Dead, or vice versa, least favorite episodes and least favorite characters. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support to be a part of something special, and JDev will return.